Exactly 4 months ago, I landed a Mamiya Universal Press in a Facebook Marketplace deal for the ages. And if you're new to this channel, I'll link it somewhere so that you can go watch it. But over the past 4 months, this camera has captivated me and held my attention like no other. I took the Universal Press to a local county fair. Shout out to Sandra and the folks at the Appalachian Fair for letting me follow through on this crazy dream, photographing the fair on the press, as well as my good friend Justice Stewart for documenting that journey. It takes a lot of effort to put those type of videos together, so him being willing is much appreciated. Go check his channel out. It's great. One thing I didn't realize whenever I bought the Universal Press is this camera has some sort of magical ability to give me unfettered access to people's intrigue. As a photographer, one thing that I love shooting is candid portraits, if that makes sense. It's not street photography, it's not a studio session, but it's portraits of people in real life on the daily. With most cameras, a lot of people are very apprehensive to allow you to get a portrait. And I have a pretty good hit rate as far as portraits go, but it seems like with the Universal Press, that rate is far greater than any other camera that I carry. And I think that one thing that really attributes to that with the press is just the fact that this camera looks like a spaceship. It's something that as soon as somebody sees it hanging off my neck or sees it standing on a tripod, they are immediately drawn to it. What that does with my photography is it allows me to really get into the moment and try to have a real human conversation with people whenever I'm photographing them. And I think this is so cool. Again, in the day and age that we're in, social media is terrible about connecting people. We have AI and everything just feels so fake. So many people are looking for something real. And so this camera allows me to have real conversations with real people and meet them in real life at the place that they're at. And I absolutely love that about the Universal Press. And I know that's not a spec, that's not something that can be put on paper or a data sheet, but to me that's an intangible that makes this camera so special. Two pumps. The Universal Press is also a camera that requires you to think. It demands brain power, and that may scare you away if you like a more willy, frilly-nilly shooting experience, which I do. I certainly enjoy firing off a million shots and seeing what works, but with this camera, it demands an amount of brain power, and it demands you to follow along with its process. When I first saw Robbie Maynard's video on the Universal Press, I was immediately drawn to the demand that this camera has. It makes you do the process correctly, and it rewards you greatly with images if you follow in its game. It's just, it's a machine that takes so much intention, and even in a fast-paced environment, I mean, heck, I shot this at 2 county fairs where you only have a split second to get a lot of shots, but it still takes an enormous amount of preparation to get that split second moment when you finally fire the shutter. And to me, that's been addicting. It's been so addicting to try to play the game of the process with the Universal Press. It's an old camera.
She looks great.
Thank you. She's a big girl. There we go. Y'all have a good one. And we'll see you in the next. Psych, not yet. Don't go anywhere, seriously. I have to get some ad revenue on this video so my kids can eat. This camera, albeit an absolute monster and hefty and really requires some physical ability, it actually breaks down to be pretty modular. One of my favorite ways to configure the press is without the hand grip, and it allows me to operate it right-handed. The left-handed hand grip I've not been a fan of since owning the camera. Not really sure why that was a thing, Mamiya. I don't know why we couldn't just stick that hand grip on the right side. There's more righties than lefties, I think. That's in my opinion. My mom's a lefty, but you know. But it is a modular body. You can break this camera down just to the box, the film back, and the lens. And I think that's, I guess, a pro inside of a con. You know, the immediate con with this camera is it's big. It's hefty. And all of that plays into that game of slowness and process, but it is modular. So that to me is a plus for this camera whenever you're out using it in the field. Now, if you've got this locked off on a tripod in a studio or a tripod for landscapes, heft doesn't matter. Your tripod's going to hold this camera. But if you run and gun with it at all, and I tend to do that when I'm using this camera, you know, think about the modular setup that could be had if you take the time to break it down a little bit. I know this one was kind of weird and off the wall, but I just wanted to give a bit of an update on my experience with the Universal Press. I've not really done a proper first impressions because I've been too busy shooting it and loving it, but I hope you've been enjoying the videos that I'm putting out with me out in the field shooting with the press. Those will keep coming. I do plan on getting back to a few more review videos. I've got some gear that I've been testing, and I'll let you see that as soon as I'm done with my reviews and giving my initial thoughts. But thank you for being a part of this channel. Thank you for being a part of this community. If you like this video and want to see more content like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. I love growing this community here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one, and we will see you in the next.